Hey, and welcome in this video where we are going to go over the first week of the program Zero to Basic that we just ran in October. If you're new to the channel, this is the Cinematography Next Generation channel, and I'm Max. I'm the producer here at Beyond Reach Production. It's a local video agency based in Canada in Owen Sound, and I've created this community that you'll see is awesome because they are able to learn about video, but they are able to help each other. Now you might ask, who is that community? Well, it's basically a community based off entrepreneurs, small business owners, and marketing specialists that want to get better at what I call their DIY video content. So they are here to help each other. They're here to learn about how to get better through courses, but also through one-on-one mentorship programs from 2 hours to 3 months private session if they want to deep dive into their business. If you like the content that you have here, and if you have any questions in general, feel free to like, comment, and follow us on social media if you'd like to go deeper, and email us if you have any questions. The email is, of course, more for the people that are around me in this area, but if you are from around the world, feel free to comment down below, and I will answer to the question in the comments, or maybe create a video if it's a really interesting questions. Yeah, let's deep dive into the first program, and I see you just after. Okay, so in here, that's the program of the Zero to Basic program. So on week 1, which is the one that we're going to go through right now, it's an introduction of the program, but also to pre-production, which is one of the most important steps in creating videos. Then in week two, which we're not going to cover in this video, we're going to talk about building your brand identity, and then we're going to talk the next week after, we're going to talk about equipment, the basic that you need, so you have like a general understanding on everything, so you can make proper decision when it comes to investing into gear, but also ask questions in the server, knowing what you're talking about approximately, and learn from there. On week 4, we generally do like a production day, so students can practice. And then week 5, we try to go over like some post-production basics, knowing that after every week they have students have some homework, so you have to work on your brand identity. You have to work maybe on the equipment that you'll need for a video that you scripted maybe on week 1, so you know kind of like where you want to go, and then in week 5, then you have maybe a video, and I'm gonna ask you to try to edit that video. So we're gonna go over some technical aspect of it and learn from there. And then on week 6, normally a small video might be completed, depending on if you have time during the week to do it, but then we can talk about distribution, which is another course that I'm also teaching, because it's important to create a video, but it's also very important to know how to distribute it. Most of the time it's on social media, so like Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. Those are like most of the time like the number 4 social media that we use, but it's really important to know kind of like how am I going to distribute it. Also the website, because it has to make sense and it has to help you over time. You have to know how to leverage the video. You not only need to create a video, you need to leverage the power of all the videos by having a good distribution system, which I help you with. I can find it. It's here. So let's deep dive into week 1 and what's in it. So the goal in week 1 is to understand what it takes to create a video, and also being able to create a first script draft. The first thing when we talk about is the difference between pre-production, production, and post-production. So the pre-production aspect, which is, like I said, the most important side of creating videos, is to it's the phase where you plan your video, you organize your ideas, you organize your filming, your location, your equipment, all the schedules, your different plan B in case the weather is bad, etc., etc. This is like very, very important to work on that. Depending if it's a short form content for social media or if it's a long form content, it can be more or less hard to work on. Then you have the production phase, which is where you film everything, the footage, the audio, and such. And then you have the post-production, this is where you edit all the footage, you add the effects, the sounds, etc., etc., and then you work on the distribution, which is part of the post-production, but like way after. We're not gonna go over like all the PDFs and the little exercise that we do with the student, because this is a part of a course and this is just a video to present kind of like what's in the first week, so you have a better understanding of what we are going through. But after that they know kind of like what that means, then we generally go over those 5 important questions that you need to be able to answer in order to go ahead. The first question is, who is your target audience and what do you want them to take away from your video? This is like a really, really important question, and sometimes students, they don't necessarily have the answer, because if you're like a solo entrepreneur and you just started, maybe your target audience is like, you have an idea, but it's not like super clear. So this course is also here to make you realize how aware you're about who is your target audience basically, and what kind of problems they have. The second question that we talk about is, what is the primary message and or key points that you want to communicate in your video? If it's a short video, like 1 or 2 key points are enough. If it's a long form video, maybe you're gonna have more key points that you're gonna structure in different chapters. Like if it's a 2-3 minute video, you have different key points, but yeah, really important to work on those key points. And again, this is during the course, most of the time they're gonna work on it, and we're gonna define what are those key points, and we're gonna go over and see if they are missing some, and some you get the idea. Then the third point is, how does this video aligns with your overall business goals and brand identity? So most of the time when you create, like if you just create a video after a video after a video, it's totally fine. That's what most people do. But the real and good way is to reverse engineer and to start with your business and how your business is doing at that time, and what are your goals for the next maybe 3, 6, 12 months, and try to reverse engineer to align the videos with your goals basically, so the videos are working for you to help you to achieve your goals. Of course, the videos are not the only way to help you to achieve your goal, but it's really important to reverse engineer. Then the brand identity is going to be all the visual. So if you have an existing brand, maybe you have some colors, you already have some fonts. So that's going to be really important to respect that. But now you have a new vision of like what your brand identity is, because you're going to maybe be the face of your brand. So you're gonna have to also have a brand identity in terms of like how you talk to people, how you present yourself, etc., etc. So it's gonna be also a very important aspect to determine over time. The fourth question is, what action do you want your audience to take after watching your video? This is what we call the call to action, and this is related to the takeaway from the video. But it's very important to know what you want people to do at the end of the video. Don't seem too pushy, too salesy, but it's important to have one. What challenges, so the fifth question, what challenges or objection might your audience have, and how can your video address them? Think about video just like your business. You're trying to solve a problem or multiple problems. But generally speaking, when we do a video, we're trying to solve one specific problem, not too many other times. So we can really help slowly your clients or possible new clients to understand and or to attract. If it's a new client, it's going to be to attract. If it's maybe for existing clients, then it's more going to be to keep that client within my pool of clients. But it's really important to know the different challenges and objections. If you know all the challenges and objections and struggle from your client, this is going to really help you to then create the right videos at the right time, because there's also something your clients, maybe they have different problems depending on the period during the year. Like if it's more for example, for a shoe company, if it's more like during winter, one of the problem and challenge is not to slip and hurt yourself by falling down. So this is kind of like one problem that I need to solve. So maybe having a video about a product that I just created that's helping you not to fall, maybe that's going to be a good video to do. So like you have to analyze during also like over time how your clients changes or evolving. So now that we understand everything from your brand to your audience problems and what you're trying to achieve with your video, it's time to go through the scripting of a video. What you have to understand is that the purpose of a script is really like the path, the blueprint of the video that's going to set the tone, the flow, and the content that's going to be in the video. There are like different types of scripts. You have narrative, more narrative scripts, so like telling a story, more instructional type of scripts. So for example, if you're training and you're trying to buy back your time because you don't want to repeat yourself all the time with your staff, maybe you're going to have like some instructional videos, or maybe for a product. And then you have maybe some scripts for like testimonial videos. They're going to be maybe easier to script because it's mainly your clients that are going to give you some testimonials. And we're going to go over and how to choose the right one based on your video goals. Basically, depending on what you're trying to do, you're going to try this format or this format. Now let's go over like some elements that are really important to have in your script. The very first one is super important because nowadays the attention span is about 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds on social media. So it's really important to have a strong hook. During the hook, it's really important to be creative to surprise people so you get their attention. So they can then jump into the core message, what you're trying to tell them. And this core message has to be super concise. We're going to go over the writing tips also just after, but this core message has to be clear, has to be concise, it has to be simple, and you have to be able to, like, within 10 seconds, be able to deliver it and make people remember it the best way possible. Then you have like some supporting points that are going to support the core message. So that's kind of like around that core message. Maybe you have like examples and things like that are going to support that. And then at the end, like we said, that's more like towards the conclusion, you have what we call the call to action. Again, don't be too salesy, but it's important to have one. And then during your script, you're going to also set the tone and the style that you want. And this is like something that's going to come also over time. If you're not used to talk to a camera, well, then you might go through different emotion. At the beginning, you might be a bit awkward. And then after, we're going to find your style and how you present yourself and how much you have to boost your personality to look natural and things like that. But for your scripting is also very important to know, depending on the video and the style of video, it's very important to know kind of like, where do I set my tone? Is it more something that is peaceful, like right now in this like a studio environment, or is it something that is outside and the tone is like more joyful and things like that? And then depending on like what you're trying to do and what you need to do to achieve and to get to the goal, then you're gonna have to align your behavior and your gesture in the video. Now let's talk about crafting the script. So crafting the script is really creating the outline of it and what is happening during the video. So some writing tips is to use really like easy conversational language, trying to go short and direct to the point, and focus like it's written here, not just on the features. Focus on the benefits. Don't focus on the fact that there's a knob here that is allowing me to play on the volume. Allow on the benefits of this microphone. How this microphone is going to make your life so good and so easy, not just the feature. And then you have key points around those benefits, key points that you have to make an emphasis on, you need to repeat over time. So if it's just like a short form content, like 30 seconds, maybe your key point, you have to repeat it maybe 2-3 times. If it's a longer form, maybe it's going to go maybe a little bit more. Now that you have your script, it's time to also share your script, to have some feedback. There are two different ways. If you don't want to share with someone, I highly recommend you to go maybe through an AI that can play it for you, so you can listen to it and realize maybe that, oh, there's something wrong here, or maybe there's something wrong in here. The other way, if you're not against it, is to share it with someone maybe from your family or friend or someone from the community that is in the server, and just maybe do like a voiceover and be like, hey, I'm trying to make a video, it's for this audience, the goal is this, and kind of like this is like the outline that I have, the little story that I have. What do you think about it? Is it clear? All the visuals, maybe like, like if maybe you want to put like a brand like Dollar Tree in your video, but your product is really high end. Like someone might say, well, it doesn't really fit. Like don't put some like a brand that is cheap and your brand together, because it's kind of like confusing. Like just like trying to give some feedbacks, like get some feedback from peers. It's really, really helpful. And we go over, like when we are doing those sessions, we go over those problems of like, for example, I had Mike, and Mike is like, oh, I'd like to create a video. It's for my product. Like I said, it's like a high-end product for people that have money. And my idea is like it's a chaos in the house, and you have like Dollar Tree things, and I don't remember exactly what the script was, but then you have the solution, which is my product. So yeah, but your product is like super expensive, and so Dollar Tree and your product, they don't really fit in the same video. So having some feedback from your peer, from like going through a course and trying to exchange your different ideas is very, very helpful. Where am I? Here. So normally we go through the story framework, which is helping us to go and script a video and get some feedback from it. And now that we have kind of like the story framework and the script, and we know like what kind of video we want, what's the vibe and all that good stuff, it's time to go and actually work on the outline. So we identified the goal, we understand the audience, we have a good script. Now it's time to work on like what's in it and really write down kind of like in what order I want things to happen, and I really write that. So you have main sections. You have what we call the introduction, which is the hook essentially, which is very important to work on and be creative with. It doesn't have to be complicated, but really surprising, I would say. And then afterwards you have the body, the content. Like this is where you have all like what's happening in like key points, and all those things are in the body. This is the longest part of it. And then at the end, we have the conclusion with the call to action. Like we said, this is really important. Conclusion, like the introduction, has to be short, has to resume basically all the benefits, not the I'm gonna shit, but they have to summarize all the benefits and not all the features. Here we go. But yeah, super short, super quick, but it's really important now to have like a call to action that is clear for people, so you get to the point and you reach a goal. And then once we have all that set up, we are ready to maybe storyboard and I have some visuals. Or here I'm gonna have like a drone footage. I might just like put a drone footage here. Oh, I'd like to be set that in the kitchen. So this is all those pieces. You don't have to do that every time, of course, for like a short form content, but maybe for long form content it might be interesting, because this is going to help you whenever you jump into the production aspect of it, to remember what you want to do exactly. So that's why it's important, because you might do the pre-production maybe a week or 2 or 3 before producing it. So that's why it's very important to do to go through that. Also very important are all those points. The first point is plan the logistics, so the different location, the equipments that you're gonna need, the times that you're gonna need, the timeline that you are setting to film, edit, and all that, so you are on time with your content calendar and your distribution that you figured before. Important milestones and kind of like when you want things to happen. Try to break them down into like small tasks, small milestone, so it's you feel proud of yourself and it's doable. And set up some deadlines also to put some pressure so you can make stuff happen. Very important is the risk assessment. Like bad stuff can happen. You can have bad weather, you can have a tenant that is sick, you can have so many things happening. So it's very important to do an assessment of those risks and to have some plan B as well in case it happens. And finally, review all the plan, review everything that you did above, make sure everything is correct and that you're ready to go for it, and maybe have some feedback from someone that knows about it and that may be able to be like, oh, did you think about that? Oh, but so that's why you have the Discord server as well, to ask your peer, ask your friends that are around, what do you think about it? Like, what did I miss? Did I miss something? So to summarize what we just saw is like we went through like creating the script, creating the outline with the different sections that are in it, the plan of like the production, logistic, and all that we just talked about, and the importance of having some review from peers, and the importance of that Discord server that is accessible in your pocket for you. Generally speaking, this is kind of like what we do. I give some homework. Like normally we already worked on it, so they already have something that is started for sure, if not complete, depending on how the students are feeling during that stage and how fast they worked on it. But generally speaking, I'm just asking for the next week to have like a next video script ready, with everything above ready, so we can really deep dive and talk about like give feedbacks to each other for like 20-30 minutes. We just like give feedback and go through that, so we can help each other out the best. Well, I hope that you like this insight of this program. It's the Zero to Basic program that I typically run like in the spring and then in the fall. It's very like a useful program because it helps small entrepreneurs and business owners and innovators to understand the full pre-production to production to post-production process, and of course it's way more valuable when you are in person, because then we can take your business example and answer to your questions more specifically. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Okay, see you.